side note, they also sent over their official cases, so we will check these both out later on in the video. Again, hazel color in the Pro and rose quartz in the XL. Let's get these both opened. Might have to give it a little bit of a firmer tug to get some of them out, but there we have it. Let's take the top off of both of these phones. And there they are, setting them to the side. Inside at the top, you get your standard booklets, getting started guide, and your SIM ejection tool. Quick sneak peek at the colors, but finally in the box, all you have left is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for charging, transferring files. And that's everything that comes in the box. A bit of a different experience ripping these tabs and then sliding out the top piece. On the front, gives you all the whereabouts of everything, and sliding this up, there it is, our Pixel 9 Pro. We're gonna boot this one up and grab our 9 Pro XL while that's hopefully turning on. Yes, it is. And slide this on out. There we go. First look at that rose quartz. We can put them both side by side so you can sort of see a size comparison already. While they boot up, let's take a closer look at the hardware. You've got a speaker, USB Type-C port, microphone, and an SD card slot. And I noticed that SD card slot sort of just curves with the rail on the side of the phone. A little interesting. I really don't see that often. With the bottoms aligned along the right side here, you've got your volume rockers, power button right above it, and make note of the camera bump that is on the back. Very reflective sides, as you can obviously tell in the camera. And then up top, we've got a microphone. I believe that's our ultra wideband antenna. Now along the left side, we've got absolutely nothing. Now on the back, a close-up of those colors with the G there, the Google logo, and there is our camera system. The exact same on both. This triple camera setup gives you a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 48 megapixel 5x optical zoom lens, and a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle lens that also acts as a macro lens. Really excited to take pictures with both these phones. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll post some of the pictures I take. By the way, below the flash, both of these phones have a temperature sensor. Yes, you can take your temperature and temperature of objects with this phone. We are all booted up and ready to go. The theme is preset based on the color that you get. That's really nice. But I'm gonna run through the startup process. We'll talk about anything that's noteworthy. Google's included an all-new fingerprint scanner in the entire Pixel 9 lineup this year. It is an ultrasonic scanner instead of an optical scanner. Basically just a different technology. Optical uses light in a camera, and ultrasonic does a better job. It should be quicker. It should work even when your hand's a little bit wet, etc. So just going to set that up very quickly. I'm not really focusing on what I need to do. I'm looking at the camera there. So a nice little subtle.
It's a little bit confusing the way that they've named things, but I'm glad that there is a Pro model at the smaller size if that's what you're looking for. And then of course there's also going to be the folding model, which is not called the Fold 2, but instead it's the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So just keep all that naming stuff together. This is Quartz Rose, which is exclusive to the Pro models. Obsidian, on the other hand, you can get in any of the models. There's another color called Hazel, which is kind of a nice subtle hue, and that's a Pro only color. And then if you want like a bright pink, there's something called Peony. Either of these devices is going to be packing Google's latest Tensor chip, so performance should be comparable on both. So even if you don't opt for the Pro model, I'd expect a snappy experience on the regular Pixel 9 as well. Now, regardless of which color you choose, you can still go ahead and slap a later case, which we are now producing for the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro. You can see a couple of color options here. This is probably my favorite. We call it coffee. Anytime you're dealing with a big phone, you want a slim case to go with your big phone. So I'll probably use the XL model, and the later case will add almost no bulk to it. It's as thin as we can make it, and we do that by using Kevlar fibers. If you haven't checked out later case, go check it out. I'll slap these on in a moment after I unbox these devices. So I pull here. Okay, so that is your form factor for your Pixel 9. This is comfortable. I think a lot of people are gonna be satisfied with this scale. Obviously, there's always gonna be people that want the bigger phone, but this is a very satisfying, confidence-inspiring type of grip and scale, one-handed functionality and so forth, symmetrical front-facing camera. I think a lot of people are gonna go for that. All right, let's check out the XL. I should probably mention price at this time. It's starting at $799 USD. So yeah, basically flagship pricing. Maybe a little less. This one is better. It's better, Will. That one came off the way that it was supposed to, I'm telling you. Quartz Rose. It's subtle kind of pink this. Woo. And check out the shiny steel tinted frame. So in the non-pro, we have glossy here on the back and then matte around the frame. And on the pro model, we have the matte finish on the body section and the frame is shiny. Which one do you prefer? Oh, and if we go with the pro, obviously we're getting the extra camera, some added reach for the zoom. This one still feels comfortable as well. Maybe if I had the pink, I don't know. I might do some blue on there if I had the pink. Maybe something like that, a little pink and blue. Or I suppose you could always just use black here as well. Black goes with everything. However, I mean, if I was picking up the Pro XL model, I would likely go for that hazel color or just obsidian once again. Pixel 9 honestly has most of what you're getting on the 9 Pro. It's got a 50 megapixel main lens and a 48 megapixel ultra wide, same Tensor G4 processor. In this case, you get 12 gigs of RAM compared to the 16 on the 9 Pro, and you get a 6.3-inch display compared to that bigger 6.8, but it's also brighter, 35% brighter than the previous version, with a peak brightness up to 2700 nits. And you can charge it up quickly. You can get to 55% in